Good day, everyone. I'm Reka, and this will be our last vlog presenting our laboratory experiment about hydraulic weirs, focusing on the broad-crested weir. And today I'll discuss the objectives, theory, and procedure, then go through the data, computations, and results, and end with our conclusion. The main goal of this activity is to help us understand how water flows over different types of weirs, especially the broad-crested type. Using the teaching flume, we observed the flow behavior and calculated the discharge to compare the actual and theoretical results. In theory, a weir changes the flow by increasing the upstream water level, which we call the head. For broad-crested weirs, the crest is long enough for the flow to stabilize on top. The discharge can be found using the formula Q is equals to 1.71 times the length times height to the power of 3 halves. The equipment includes the teaching flume with a broad-crested weir inserted, a ruler for level readings, and a pump to control the flow rate. The flow was maintained steady before each measurement. For our procedure, we began by leveling and calibrating the teaching flume to ensure accuracy. The weir was placed at the notch and the water flow was started. For each trial, we adjusted the pump's flow rate, waited for steady conditions, then measured the water levels upstream and downstream. The crest height of the weir was 99 millimeters and the length of it was 55 millimeters. Now for each trial, we measured the upstream water level. The head over the crest was determined by subtracting 99 from the upstream level, giving heads of 10, 20, and 29 millimeters respectively. So let's compute the actual discharge for each head. For trial 1, H is equals to 0.01 meters, then Q is equals to 1.71 times 0.055 times 0.01 to the power of 3 halves, giving 0.00094 cubic meters per second or 338.58 liters per hour. For trial 2, with H is equals to 0.02, the result is 957.65 liters per hour. For trial 3, H is equals to 0.029 and we got 1672.08 liters per hour. These values increases as head increases, which matches theoretical expectations since flow grows rapidly with head. The coefficient of discharge compares the actual discharge to the theoretical flow rate. A value close to 1 means the actual flow nearly matches the expected rate. Our CD values are 0.68, 0.96, and 0.84. The highest value occurred in the mid-flow condition, showing it was the most efficient. The lower values at low and high flows show losses and turbulence effects. So our analysis at low heads, even a small error in reading the water level causes a large percentage error, resulting a lower CD. At high flows, turbulence and partial submergence can also reduce CD. The best accuracy was achieved in trial 2, where the flow was steady and smooth. In conclusion, our experiment successfully demonstrated how discharge increases with head over broad-crested weir. The coefficients of discharge were within reasonable range, proving that broad-crested weir can provide accurate flow measurement when calibrated and maintained under stable flow conditions. So for our recommendations to improve accuracy, we recommend regularly calibrating the weir setup, taking several readings for each head, and ensuring steady water flow. This minimizes turbulence and helps achieve more precise discharge coefficients. For our references, these are the references that supported our experiment and helped in verifying the discharge formulas and theoretical backgrounds for broad-crested weir.